Everyone loves to hate on America right now. The healthcare system's broken, politics are a mess, cost of living is insane. So, why are hundreds of thousands of skilled professionals still fighting for visas to move here every single year? So, today I want to cut through the noise. Is moving to the United States in 2025 still worth it? Let's look at what actually matters. And look, I'm not here to sell you the American dream. This isn't propaganda, but I am going to give you the data that conveniently gets left out of the America bad discourse. Because here's the thing, the US does have serious problems. But if you're ambitious, if you're building something, and if you want to maximize your earning potential or scale a business, there are specific, measurable reasons why this country still attracts top talent from everywhere in the world. So I'm going to break this down into 4 sections. 1, the economic and career advantages that still don't exist anywhere else at this scale. 2, why the innovation ecosystem here is genuinely different, not just bigger, but structurally different. 3, the personal finances and wealth building opportunities that you get access to just living here. And 4, the lifestyle and identity factors that people either love or completely overlook. By the end of this, I will give you a clear framework to decide if moving to the US makes sense for your situation. Let's get into it. So, number 1, the economic and career upside. Like I said in the introduction, the United States is still the best place in the world to access capital to build a business. The United States dominates global venture capital, private equity, as well as angel investments. About 40% of all global VC dollars, venture capital dollars, go to specifically US startups. And that is because of the scale and the market size. The United States consumer market is over 330 million people, and those people have high purchasing power. Compared to the rest of the world, the United States has more free income available and they make a lot more money. So this is the best place to go sell stuff to people who have money to buy stuff. And even if you're not the type of person who wants to go launch their own business, having a job here is still a really great option to make a lot of money. There's great job mobility in the United States. Employers care a lot less about credentials and more about results and hustle compared to many countries. If you've demonstrated that you can do something, you can manage people, you're the best at what you do, somebody's going to pay you money to do the thing that you're best at in the United States. And that comes with great perks. In the US, equity culture is very normalized. For a lot of companies, not just tech companies, equity is offered to its employees to align them to the motivations of the company. Things like providing stock options, RSUs, and ownership are completely normalized, thanks to not only VCs really plugging money into all businesses in the United States, but also the normalization of the stock market and just owning little pieces of companies in general. The last piece of this is the work visa to green card path. Despite bureaucracy, the United States still offers a much clearer path to permanent residency for high skilled workers than many other countries in the world. And I think that's a big reason why people continue to come here. They have an option to stay here permanently if they work hard. The next part is about the innovation in the United States and the ecosystem of innovation. Like I said in the intro, this is structurally different. We're not just talking about market size here. We're talking about things like the concentration of talent in this country. You can be surrounded by world-class people specifically in your domain. And that's because the United States has industry clusters. San Francisco is for tech, Austin is for startups, New York City is for finance and media, Los Angeles is for entertainment, and Boston is for biotech. And I'm sure there are a number of other clusters that I don't even know about. But many other countries in the world don't cluster their industries as well. So you can move into a specific city in the United States and be surrounded by a concentration of talent specifically in the field that you are highly interested in. That does really well to lend a hand to the culture of ambition that exists in the United States. Because everybody's surrounded by like-minded people, you can partner with people and communicate with people to build bigger things, have bigger ideas, and push forward in the lane that you're passionate about, which also speaks to the tolerance for experimentation in the United States. Running a small business or starting a startup is really encouraged in this country. You're not just here to live a life where maybe one day you can buy a house and drive a nicer car. You are here to experiment, to push beyond the things that you can already see, to go beyond your imagination and build a big company, make a ton of money. And if it doesn't work out, it's kind of applauded. People really appreciate failure here and love to see how you've tried and failed a number of times and it's accumulated a big win for you in the end. The other thing that people often forget to mention in this conversation is the caliber of education and research in the United States. US universities and labs are still the global leader for research and development output and still attract the world's smartest talent. Approximately 60% of the world's top 100 universities are American. Having a really strong basis of research talent lends a hand to industry. The next thing that makes it still worth it to move to the United States is personal finance and wealth. As I mentioned all the time, there are higher salaries here. Even when you adjust for taxes as well as cost of living, you will probably still net more money. And that extra money that you have can be used to access a number of different investment options that are available. There's 401ks, HSAs, Roth IRAs, you can buy businesses, you can buy real estate. All of this is encouraged because America has a very entrepreneurship friendly system that wants people to build individual wealth, and they want to provide tools and drivers for you to invest, make more money, or try new things. On top of that, there is still the dollar dominance of the US dollar. The United States dollar is very powerful, despite the fact that it has not been very powerful this year. It is still generally known as a very powerful currency, and the United States still has the highest number of millionaires of any country. The US has over 20 million millionaires. That's more millionaires than the next 5 countries combined. If there's anywhere where you are statistically most likely to become a millionaire, it is the United States. Now, this last point is lifestyle and identity. And this isn't about money, this isn't about hustle culture. These are the things that day to day make it a great place to be. You have a ton of options for what lifestyle you want to pursue in the United States. No matter what job you do, you can probably get it in a different geography. If you want to work in tech, but you don't want to live in San Francisco and you want to live in a big city, you can just move to New York. If you want to work in tech, but you want to own a house and have a family, you can probably just move to Austin. You can choose your own environment no matter what job you do. You can be in a city, you can move to a mountain town, you can have a beach life, or you can live somewhere quietly in the suburbs. That variety doesn't really exist everywhere in the world. The next thing is cultural diversity. And speaking as a Canadian, I actually don't find the United States as diverse as Canada, but for a bunch of people coming from any other country in the world but Canada, the cultural diversity is something that is really, really cool to see. And the last thing is the global brand credibility. This definitely does have a little something to do with work culture, but if you want to go home, if you say you've worked in the US, it still does a really good job of signaling credibility and ambition internationally. You can pretty much take US work experience and put it in any country, and they'll think you're very smart and worked very hard because you spent time working in the United States. Being in the US presently, because people are like, wow, you're a really hardworking immigrant, but also for when you go home. So, all in all, I still think it's very much worth it to move to the United States in 2025. Despite all of the things that Americans are not very happy about, there are still economic and career advantages. There's massive amounts of innovation in this country. There is great access to building personal wealth, and the lifestyle and identity that you can take on in the United States is unlike anything in the rest of the world. So I think it's still worth it. Thanks for watching.